that don't want what we know out there.
How a person can go from really almost nothing to becoming a millionaire by owning rental properties.
He would always buy these flip houses, and I just remember thinking, this guy is crazy. Why would he buy that house?
In the past decade, there's been a huge surge in the peer-to-peer short-term rental market.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get the game.
Every second counts. So make every second count.
Welcome to the Real Estate Jam. Whether you're just beginning or the best of the best, we're glad you're here. We will share successes, failures, and strategies for the action-taking real estate investor. And now to your hosts, JD and Melissa.
Hi guys, welcome to the Real Estate Jam podcast. I'm JD with my wonderful co-host.
Hello, everyone.
Melissa. And I'm really excited. We got a real estate superstar with us. Melissa and I have had the chance to see him speak a few times, and we're really excited to bring him to our audience, to you guys. Let's welcome Mr. Terrence Murphy. He's the CEO of Terrence Murphy Companies, and he's got an awesome story and a lot of experience. So I'm sure you guys are going to be able to pull a few nuggets out of this conversation. Terrence, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Appreciate y'all having me. Didn't get to meet you guys at Build or at EXPCon, but I've been getting a lot of messages and feedback from those two talks, and just excited to encourage people, motivate people, inspire them, and try to give them some tools to be successful.
Yeah, you sat behind us after you spoke. I think maybe when Tony was doing his thing at Build.
Yeah,
yeah, which was really great.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a powerful tribe right now that EXP's put together. I mean, if you don't see what's happening at EXP, you don't want to see, right? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious. The numbers don't lie. The country's being opened up 3.25. Michael Valdez is killing the game. Obviously, Glenn set the pace and the vision, and now we just got to follow it.
Yeah. Well, I can't say enough about EXP. I would never consider any other brokerage ever. But that's me.
So, Terrence, for some of our audience that maybe don't know who you are and what your story is, could you share with us and let these guys know why they should be listening and paying attention to you?
Yeah, I think why they should be listening and paying attention, included in tying that into my story, is we all have someone that inspires us or that we see some motivating things about them or from them that can help us be a better version of ourselves. So I just try to tell my story, be genuine, be real, and knowing that there will be an audience that can be inspired by my story. And I just grew up with a single mom, humble beginnings, worked hard in my whole life. I've worked probably harder than people in 10 lifetimes. And I don't say that to pat myself on the back. I just know the work and the time and the effort that I've put in. And you know, when they say you become a master at something, it's got to be 10,000 hours of just grinding. And so that's how, you know, once I went to college and played football, went to the NFL and I retired, my biggest prayer is to give me something I'd be passionate about. So God showed me real estate and I've become a master at it. And, you know, even if you are an expert or a master at something, you got to keep evolving and growing. But now I've learned a lot, I've done a lot, and I'm just trying to give people the tools to be successful.
Did you come in as an agent or did you do like investments prior to that?
Yes, ma'am. So I started investing in a private equity firm at 22. One of their first limited partners. And then after doing that for 3 years, kind of watching them do real estate deals, I said, you know what, I can go do this. And so then I started doing my own projects for probably about 2-3 years. And then people kept asking me, can you help me do what you do? Right. Because they saw me developing. They saw me acquiring blocks. Like back then, nobody was talking about buying the block. Right. And now it's like a new fad on social media. But I was doing that at 24 years old. So, but then I got my license with the Keller Williams for a year. You know, everybody tells you to go there and get trained. And I didn't get trained. It was terrible training. And I just got pissed off and went off and started my own brokerage. So I did 7 transactions. And then I said, you know, I'm going to start a brokerage. And people were like, you're crazy. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. You're in your early 20s. You've done 7 deals and you have no clue what you're doing. I did it anyway. And learned a lot. Probably lost some years on my life doing it. But it was a great ride. And I told people, I said, I'm going to sell $1 billion in 10 years. And they said, not possible. And I actually did it in eight and a half years with an independent brokerage. And so after that grind of 8.5 years, 9 years of running the brokerage, we merged with EXP. And now I'm just inspiring everybody to become real estate entrepreneurs. That's something that I coined that phrase. I should have trademarked it. Mm-hmm. Now everybody's saying it. But I was saying real estate entrepreneur years ago before they even matched up together. And now everybody's saying it. But yeah, so that's what I'm focused on right now, is teaching everybody how to make that transition.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's really awesome. I'm wondering, what was it about EXP that made you decide to give up your brokerage and come over and join EXP? I think a lot of the independent brokers that we either interact with or talk to, there's a big ego, there's a big pride thing of having something that's your own, and they feel like they have to give that up. So I'm wondering if you struggled with that at all, or what did that look like for you?
I did struggle with that, right? It's like birthing a child. You know, it's your vision, and you put a lot of labor and love into it. And when you go the independent route, unless you inherited the business from a family member or have partners, it's genuinely you building it one brick at a time. And I have this thing called the one brick mentality, where if you build a business with the one brick, you can build it on a sustainable foundation. And so, yeah, it's a lot to do, but I leaned on my faith. I knew I was exhausted running a brokerage. And that's the part, like you said, there's a lot of pride and ego. I guarantee you it's probably 9 out of 10 brokers are exhausted, tired, and their margins have went down dramatically, but they have too much pride to tell people. It's almost like a mental health issue. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, you're just kind of stuck in that box, but you don't want to say I need help because it makes you look weak, or it makes your brokers look weak. And you're like, well, if I tell people I need help, then my agents may leave. So it's kind of this catch-22 paradigm that they're in. And the more and more I talk to brokers, the more and more I'm able to get past the curtain of pride and ego. And once I get behind it, I'm able to help them understand their pain points. And then that's why I have so many brokers coming over to EXP right now, joining my organization, because I can get past that ego curtain that they have up.
Right. Absolutely. So you started this brokerage, merged with EXP. What is your, not your overall organization, but the people that are working with you and for you and by your side every single day? What's the size of that team, and what does it kind of look like?
Yeah, man, it's a convoluted deal. I would take all day to explain it, but yeah, just because we got a lot of ventures going on, we got about 400 and some people working for us. But in our org at EXP, in the first 15 months, I'll be right at 250. Mm-hmm. So I moved up to beta within my first 15 months. I've already iconed twice in the first 15 months. I'm 2X icon. And then I think I'm number 38 overall as far as personal attractors. Mm-hmm. Out of 87,000 agents.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's something for a lot of, and a lot of people do aspire to be like that. So it's really awesome getting to talk to somebody who's actually created it. What do you think separates the way that you're doing it from these agents that are only picking up a team of 5, 10 people and moving forward with that? What's given you that edge to build your organization so deep?
3 things I try to focus on is vision. It's a quote that I just created. I said, you either have a visionary in your life or you are the visionary. Because if you don't, then you'll be left navigating through the business world with no vision. Mm-hmm. So you need a vision. You need a visionary at the front of the line. And if you study traction and Gino Wickman, Rocket Fuel, he talks about visionary and integrator. Mm-hmm. That's number 1. Number 2 is creating leaders, right? Because you can only do so much, and just being an athlete, I realize you can only do so much. And then the third piece is giving people the tools and the environment to be the best version of themselves. And if you just focus on those 3 things and just stay the course and wait your turn and be patient. You know, I tell people all the time, I told people when I was 5 years old, I was going to make it to the NFL. I didn't do it until I was 22. 17 years of a dream that I worked at every day. So I don't mind playing the long game. Everybody wants it right now, but I'll play the long game because I know if I play the long game, I'll have a better foundation to blow past the people that are rushing into stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
I do too. I am curious, like are you going out and finding A players to bring into your team, people that have the determination and maybe the drive to be these top producing agents or top producing attractors, or are you molding them for nothing? In our experience, we can't teach drive, and there's a couple of things that we can't teach, but the skill sets are the things, and the leadership qualities and stuff like that. Those are teachable. What are you seeing?
Yeah, so I actually, when I started my brokerage, I would not hire you if you had experience. I only hired brand new agents. Now, looking back, I've obviously beat my head up against the wall because, you train a new agent up and they go from 1 million in sales to 10 million. I had brand new agents doing 10 million, 12 million their first year. They get very arrogant very quickly because they didn't pay the dues, right? So you have them, you just almost end up recycling. But at this stage in my career, the big thing I'm just focused on is truly giving people the tools to be the best version of themselves. And I'm not recruiting, I'm attracting. So you heard me say it on the stage at Build, let your vibe attract your tribe. And so I know for me, I don't do anything to impress people. I'm just not interested at that point in my life because life is short, right? Who wants to walk around every day trying to impress people? And it will be okay. I was telling my kids this on the way to school this morning. Said, don't be so focused about what everybody else thinks about what you're doing in life. Now, if they gave you the same power over their life, then that makes sense. But the same people you're trying to impress, they're out living their life free. Like they're just having a good time. So it's like, why would I let you control my life and then live your life freely? So I'm going to be free and I'm just going to do what's best. And more than anything, I'm going to do what's real and what's genuine. And then I always tell people, what's your unique selling proposition? So we built up a 50-point value proposition in our organization that I feel like competes with any organization in the world, including other organizations at EXP.
Yeah, I think it's important. And you are clearly the visionary in your company. Do you have an integrator, a right-hand man, so to speak, that's putting your dreams into action?
Yeah, so I have a leadership team of 4 to 5 ladies. I have no men on my leadership team. I grew up with a single mom, and so I empower my women, my ladies, my sisters, we call them sister wives, and my real wife. And they helped me. Without them, there would be no me as an entrepreneur. So they really helped me throughout the years execute the vision. And they're loyal, they work hard, they get shit done, and they don't play around. So that's my leadership team. And there's been meetings that I've been to, some pretty big meetings. When you walk in the room and they're like, all right, is your team coming? I'm like, shit, they're sitting right here. What are we talking about? They just don't expect you to show up with all ladies, and every one of them are all in their 20s and 30s. So yeah, it's a blessing though.
That's great. Now, maybe if we can transition a little bit, I am curious, what are you doing on the investment side of real estate? What do you have going on, and what's it look like on that side?
Yeah, we got a lot of irons in the fire. One of the things I usually try to do in quarter 4 of every year is get a word that speaks to the next year. And right now mine is simplification. So we got a couple offers for a couple of my businesses that I may be selling. Mm-hmm. But on the real estate side, we do residential development. So we do neighborhoods. You obviously know Jack Nicklaus. He's the top golf course developer in the United States, him and Tiger Woods. We're in some Jack Nicklaus developments that we develop inside of his golf course communities. I do student housing around Texas A&M's campus, a lot of townhome duplexes and small apartment complexes. And then we buy multifamily and commercial. So I just closed a $45 million apartment in Dallas, 240 units. And then I just bought a strip center with Starbucks and Buffalo Wild Wings. So yeah, if it's real estate, I'm involved.
Sure.
Those are nice little anchors.
Yeah, I mean, a small deal like that, I don't know. With those deals, are you running syndications, or do you have a fund that you have set up, or what does it look like? Are you funding that with your pocket change?
No, I'm funding it with your pocket change, JD.
Yeah. You're not going to get very many deals.
No, so for the first, I guess, 15, 16 years, we've done all these deals on our own. We've never raised any capital, just me and my wife and my babies. But we started raising capital. So that $45 million deal, that was a syndication. And then we closed another deal in Orlando that was $42 million. So I've only done 2 syndications in my career. Those are my first 2, both apartment complexes. But everything else we've done real estate wise has just been us.
Were they good experiences?
They were good. When anytime, it's one of the reasons why I always kind of stayed away from syndication is, how some people are. They give you $10,000 and they think they own you, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. So for me, just being a very free spirit, I'm very type A. I'm probably the most dominant human being somebody can meet. I don't like that. So I'm still balancing that. But at the end of the day, I know in order to scale at some point, you got to bring people in. So that's why I did syndicate deals. I didn't do a fund because I wanted to just see, okay, do I like it? Do I like the process? And I had a client of mine who's a billionaire. He was the one that challenged me. He said, Terrence, you know real estate. People trust you. You have the track record, but you don't let anyone invest in your deals. Because for years, people would ask to invest, and I would always say no. And he said, you got to start bringing people along. So he pushed me kind of outside my comfort zone, done a couple deals. And I would say, I'll do it on a case by case. It's not something I'm going to do full time all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm so passionate right now about helping real estate agents transition into real estate entrepreneurs. And so I'm rolling out some courses for that. I got a new podcast, and that's something that I'm kind of putting all my time into.
Is your podcast published yet, or you're setting it up?
No, it's published. We had 100,000 downloads in the first 13 months. So it's got some good organic traction.
What's the name of your podcast in case any of our listeners want to look you up?
Yeah, look it up, man. It's on Spotify, Apple, Audible, YouTube. It's everywhere. But it's just Real Estate Entrepreneur with Terrence Murphy.
Awesome. And we'll link that in the show notes too. So people can pop over there and take a look at it. So with those investment deals, are you going out and like acting as the acquisitions person? You're finding the deal, or is this your team is building it and you're kind of the final sign off? Yes, we want to do it. No, we don't.
No, that's actually one of the things when I talk about my wife. What do I still enjoy the most is hunting. I enjoy like hunting the deal, researching the deal, looking at it. So I still do a lot of that myself. That's the one piece I'll probably never give up.
Yeah.
But, you get people to help you run the numbers, but finding the deals, building the relationships, I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Same. I feel the same way. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. You also mentioned your courses. You want to share with our audience what they are, what you're targeting, what you're helping people learn?
Yeah. So I'm building a whole suite around real estate entrepreneur. But that's, because I think as real estate agents, we're not really realtors. We do so much more. I mean, we do marketing. And I said this on the stage, we check P&Ls, we run net sheets, we manage our taxes. I mean, we're sole proprietors, we're entrepreneurs. So, and then if you look at people that are investors with no real estate license, they're flipping homes, they're doing neighborhoods, they're doing wholesale. So real estate entrepreneur just kind of embodied a lot of what I've done. From a sales standpoint, I've done 6,000 transactions and done over, I guess, 1.3 billion in volume in 9 years. And then from a multifamily acquisition, residential development. And then I also bought affiliated businesses. I own the title company, mortgage, insurance. So that's why I broke it up into three paths, just like my podcast. So it's just sales, investing, and entrepreneurship. So I have the $1 billion real estate agent path that I'm finishing up right now, then $1 billion real estate investor, then $1 billion real estate entrepreneur. So those are my 3 paths.
Very cool. Awesome. That is cool.
Super awesome. I can't wait to see what that looks like. And I'm sure some of our audience, that's right up their alley. So I'm really glad that you're sharing that with us. I'm wondering if
can I add something there real quick, JD?
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say on that real quick, there's nothing in the course that I haven't done personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Now in this information age, everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody wants to be standing in front of the screen talking. I mean, I've even seen real estate agents who've had their license for 6 months and they already got courses. And I'm like, it's not going to be overpricing a property and getting 17 offers forever. Like,
yeah,
I know you think you got it figured out, but you haven't seen anything yet, right? So that's where it's like on my course, I want to make sure that whatever I'm talking about, I've personally done it. And so everything that I'm talking about in there. And I actually just put together a bundle because I had a lot of people reach out to me from Build and from EXPCon. And I put together a $99 bundle and $140 bundle of some courses to help everybody kind of navigate going forward. So I put together 2 courses. One is how to double your sales in a shifting market. And 2 is the 5 fundamentals to scaling your real estate sales business. And I marked them down really cheap for a lot of the agents at EXP so that they could have some content to help them through this downturn.
A lot of them are going to need it for sure. Like you said, we're not getting 25 over asking cash offers, no inspections.
But man, that was super fun.
It was super fun.
It was. Yeah, I closed my 60th $1 million deal in that market. So, I'm in College Station, not in Beverly Hills, not in Austin, not in Miami. And I've personally done 61 $1 million deals in the last 5 years. So a lot of high-end homes and ranches. And I mean, I could say I'm in a small college town. Average sales price is $300K, but I've done $61 million deals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't start out doing $61 million deals. That's the product of time, effort, dedication, taking care of yourself, learning, improving your own skill set to be able to get to there. And if you're putting that kind of information and knowledge into a course for agents and other people to look at, I think that it's $140, whatever it is, but the value that you're going to get out of that if you apply the things is priceless. Like you can't count it up and look at a ROI and something like that.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, you just use one of my tactics that'll help you 2x. So yeah, I've been coaching brand new agents for 10 years, and I've literally studied this game at a different level. So I'm working on a 3-book series too. I'm working with a publisher right now to drop my 3-book series that matches the courses and it matches the podcast. So it's coming.
That's really good. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you leverage across everything. It's smart from a business perspective. And you're also, the more people you help, the better your business is going to be, the better their business is going to be. I really like the things I'm hearing you say. I mean, it's genius and it's helping people. So it's something we really appreciate.
Yeah.
If our audience wanted to find out more about you or connect with you on social media or any of that kind of stuff, where should we send them so that they can learn more about what you have going on and get to know you a little bit better?
Yeah, I would just say Instagram. There's a lot of fake profiles. I say this all the time now because when everybody was getting verified in the NFL, I got off social media. So I missed all the blue check marks for all of us as pro athletes. But either way, so it's just Terrence Realtor, TerrenceNce, and then REALTOR. If you get a message from me about Bitcoin or I need to borrow $20, that's not me. That's a fake profile. And people always message me, did you send me something? I'm like, oh, I'm not messaging. I spend my whole day responding to people, just telling them that's not my profile. I got one profile, but then the other place to go is just my YouTube channel. So I just started a new YouTube channel. And if you just put in Real Estate Entrepreneur with Terrence Murphy, I have 110 videos up that are just free content. Like the build presentation, people kept asking me for it. So I put it on a video and put it up so they can watch it over and over.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really a good one.
Great. Awesome, Terrence. Well, we want to be respectful of your time. We really appreciate you coming on the show. There's a ton of information. I think that not just agents, but investors are also going to get a lot of value out of this. And if there's ever anything we can do for you, man, let us know.
Thank y'all. Just keep me posted if y'all got any deals down there, the multifamily or self-storage, stuff like that. Put me on your investor list.
Awesome. Thanks, Terrence.
All right, see y'all soon.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Jam. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, check out our website, therealestatejam.com, or find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Real Estate Jam. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us an email at therealestatejam@gmail.com. See you next episode.